Hey lovelies! So you guys have been asking for more and more meal prep inspiration, and as always, your wish is my command. Today it is all about 3 kid-friendly meal prep ideas that are great for the young and the young at heart. Starting with this tasty pasta salad my niece and nephew absolutely love. In our house, we call it confetti pasta. And it all starts, not surprisingly, with some pasta. I'm using farfalle or bow tie pasta in this recipe, but any pasta will do. You wanna cook it and then run it under some cold water until it is cooled completely. Next, for some color, crunch, and nutrition, I'm adding some veggies to this. So I've got some finely chopped red bell pepper, as well as some frozen peas and carrots headed into my pasta dish. The truth is, you could really add any kinds of veggies to this, whatever your kids will eat. Some corn, some broccoli, some chopped green beans would be really good in this salad. The idea is just to make it look like confetti. I'm also going to be adding a little bit of protein with some chopped ham. You could do this with turkey or chicken if you want to, or just leave it vegetarian. And then the real secret to making this salad sing is a super simple secret ingredient. It is just some store-bought Italian dressing. We'll toss that until everything is well coated, and then we can load it into each of our meal prep dishes. I like serving this pasta salad up with some blueberries and some orange slices, but whatever sides you like will do. Now that is a lunch that I would have gotten excited about as a kid. In fact, that's a lunch that I would still get excited about as an adult. Our next kids meal prep idea is actually a little breakfast for lunch action. We're gonna start by whipping up a nice big batch of protein pancakes. These are made with just 3 ingredients. They're super simple, but you can make a big batch all at once and then enjoy them through the week. To get started, we're going to blend up some oats and turn it into oat flour. Technically, you can buy oat flour now, but trust me, this is just as simple. And then we will get in our other 2 ingredients. The riper your banana in this recipe, the sweeter these pancakes are going to be. So if you want them nice and sweet for the kids, go ahead and add really ripe bananas. If you want them a little less sweet though, you can definitely add less ripe bananas. My bananas are pretty ripe. They smell really good. And the final ingredient are our eggs. I'm adding 4 eggs for 2 bananas. You can make a double, triple batch of this if you have more than 1 kid, or if you want to have some of these on hand for breakfast as well. They're super amazing to store in the fridge and just eat as you go. We'll just pulse them up, and then we get this to the stove. Pancake batter, get this to the stove. You guys get it. I will always recommend making your pancakes in a non-stick pan if you want to make your life just that much easier. I like making these teeny tiny, easier for kids to eat. And you'll notice that with these pancakes, they tend to get a little darker on the exterior than a traditional pancake. Do not fret, that is just the sugar from the bananas caramelizing a little bit. Trust me, they are absolutely delicious. Instead of super sweet maple syrup for these pancakes, I like serving these up with a bit of vanilla flavored yogurt and just a touch of blueberry jam mixed in. It's still nice and dippable, but let's be honest, a little healthier than regular maple syrup. And of course, speaking of healthy, I also like to serve these up with a good helping of fresh fruit. And there you go, lunch for the week. I call that a piece of pancake. Finally, lovelies, for a great no-cook option, might I suggest these really yummy turkey pinwheels. This is a great recipe for the kids to help out with. I am actually using these spinach tortillas just to try to sneak a little green into this recipe. You can use any tortilla that you want to. To get started, I am going to spread some cream cheese on my tortilla nice and liberally. I love cream cheese as a kid. I love cream cheese now because it's so nice and tangy and flavorful. And then we can pile on our turkey. Whatever kind of sandwich meat your kids love will do here. Then it's just a matter of rocking and rolling this up. You want to keep it as tight as you possibly can, and then you can cut it into little sushi style pieces. I stack them up in my meal prep box and then serve them up with some fresh veggies like celery and cucumber. And then to finish this meal prep off, I'm serving it up with some mixed melon balls. I've got some watermelon, some honeydew, and some cantaloupe in my dish. And I think this constitutes a lunch most kids can get behind. I hope you'll give all 3 of these tasty meal prep ideas a try. If you do, as always, be sure to tweet me, Instagram me, or Facebook me a photo because I love seeing your kitchen creations. Remember, we have been sharing meal prep deliciousness all month long here on the channel, so if you haven't checked out our other meal prep videos, I really hope you will. There's lots of tasty ideas there. And finally, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell because there is lots more deliciousness where this came from.
Hi, I'm Blair Hammond, General Pediatrician and Co-Founding Director of the Mount Sinai Parenting Center. Today, we'll be discussing the topic of telehealth visits for your children. One of the benefits of telemedicine is that we actually get to see your child interacting in their home environment where they're most comfortable. And as we try to always promote development and observe development carefully, we can often do this better in a telehealth visit than actually in person in the office, where your child might be more stressed and has less toys and familiarity with the environment. So again, telehealth medicine is fantastic for these regular checkups and for our ability to really see who your child is when they're comfortable. Parents can prepare for a telehealth visit by first making sure you know how to log in advance so that you're ready for the visit to start on time. You might want to think any information that the pediatrician needs for the visit. For well visits, that might be like a weight or a height if you're able to get it. If you think there may be medication that could be prescribed, you might also need a weight in that case too. And if your child is still at the age where they nap, you might want to think about scheduling that visit at a time when your child is awake if the pediatrician actually needs to see your child to assess something. For rashes, cuts, things like that, make sure you can expose the area. If your child has a cold or some symptom that might be an infection, it can be helpful to have taken the temperature of the child before the visit. For regular well child visits where we're so interested in seeing how your child is developing, having toys around that the child might be able to play with to demonstrate their developmental abilities can be really helpful. And also, if your child is at the age where they might get fussy or upset, crying during a visit, you might want to think about what are the things that help keep your child calm and occupied so you can have a conversation with the pediatrician while your child is still present. For more information and tips, you can also ask your pediatrician at the start of the visit or talk to their receptionist before the visit starts to make sure you're well prepared. In the first 18 months of life, most of those visits require vaccines, and a child will have to be brought into the doctor for those regular checkups. There are 2 exceptions. The 1-month and the 9-month visit can be done by telehealth visits. And for older children, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, telehealth visits actually work great. And those visits do not have vaccines, so you can schedule those as telehealth visits. Older children, often you can delay those visits and do not need to do a telehealth visit at this time unless you have a specific concern you'd like to address with your pediatrician. As for urgent type of visits, visits with complaints that the doctor can often see by a telehealth, like a rash, a pink eye, a scratch, or a cut, are excellent type of visits to do by telehealth. Things that may involve increased work of breathing, your child seeming sicker, like severe belly pain versus just a typical diarrhea type of thing, those are visits we'd actually want to see you in person. If you ever have a question about which visit, whether it should be telehealth or an in-person visit you should do, you can usually talk to either your pediatrician or their receptionist to get a good idea of which would be more appropriate for you.
Hello in style! It is I, your cute and adorable pal Grover. I hope you are all staying safe at home like I am doing here on Sesame Street. But do not forget, it is very important to take good care of yourself as well, both inside and out. I, Grover, am here to guide you with my 5 steps to at-home self-care success. I was going to give you my 5 steps to a perfect smoky eye, but you people already know that. Now, moving your body is a great way to take care of yourself. Let us give it a try. First up, spinning, a regular fitness craze. I, Grover, have never tried spinning before, but how hard can it be? Once you get the hang of it, it is just like riding a bike. Ha 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 ha. Here we go. Ooh, this is harder than it looks. And how come I am pedaling so hard, but I am not getting anywhere at all? Ugh. And now they expect me to spin around? That seems like advanced choreography. But okay, I will give it a try. I will simply spin around in my seat and whoa! Ow! Oh! Oh! And that was spinning. Oh. Next up, we have something a bit more relaxing. Yoga. Let us begin. I will start with a very simple pose for all of you brand new yogis out there. This is a modified tree pose. Okay, hands at your sides. Now you simply place the sole of one foot on the inside of your opposite thigh and balance. You cannot see my legs, but I am doing it. Yes, here I am, balancing like a tree. Like a tree on a windy day. It's just so hard to balance on one leg. This tree pose is hard. Timber! Lifting weights is an excellent way to release endorphins and build muscle mass. And get that body beach ready, am I right? As you can see, your fitness guide already has quite well-defined biceps. So I will simply demonstrate proper form and technique while you lift your weights at home. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Actually, not lifting any weight is still harder than you might think. 4, 5. Are you feeling the endorphins? 6, and that is it. 6 is the right number of times to lift weights. Okay, number 4, dance aerobics. This one should be lots of fun. It is just like dancing. And your fitness guide knows his way around the dance floor, if he does say so himself. I will just do the basic routine I have pasted on my wall over there, and you can follow along at home. Okay, hit the music! Yeah. Oh, that is a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. All right, left, right, left, right. I love this disco beat, but if it would just slow down a teensy bit. Left, right, left, right. Is it my imagination or is this getting faster? Left, left, left. Wow! Exercising is not the only way to de-stress. There are all kinds of ways to practice self-care. And right now, I am going to show you one that always works for my great Aunt Gertrude in Walla Walla, Washington, meditating. How does it go? First, let us try a deep breath in. And deep breath out. Deep breath in. Well, this has been a great success. I think I have the hang of this self-care thing. And now you do too. You are welcome.
Hey Psych2Goers, welcome back to our channel. Have you ever wondered what healthy habits you should add to your list of to-dos? We all should give enough time and attention to our mental health, and what better way than to adopt some new healthy habits along the way? If you keep it a habit, sooner or later, it can feel like a part of you. So the healthier the better. Here are 8 healthy habits to improve your mental well-being. Number 1, adopting an upright posture. Attention! It's time to stretch out those muscles and stand like you mean it. According to a study in the Journal of Behavior Therapy and Experimental Psychiatry, upright posture can have a positive effect and reduce fatigue. The preliminary study's conclusions suggested that adopting an upright posture may increase positive effect, reduce fatigue, and decrease self-focus in people with mild to moderate depression. Are you hunched over your phone right now, computer? How's that posture looking? Number 2, practice positive thinking. Research continues to show that your thoughts about yourself strongly affect how you feel. The best way to change any negative feelings you may have is to counteract them with a positive one. According to psychologist Patricia Hartnett, when we perceive ourselves and our life negatively, we can end up viewing experiences in a way that confirms that notion. Instead, practice using words that promote feelings of self-worth and personal power. So instead of saying, "I was horrible at my math test," use positive words and self-compassion, like, "I'll study harder next time, and then I'll do better on the next test." Number 3, take a walk in nature. My favorite. Nature. Is there anything quite like the green grass between your toes? The blue skies above your head. The warm sun burning your nose. Forgot the sunscreen. A simple walk in nature can have the ability to boost your mental well-being, according to research published in the Journal of Positive Psychology. A 2019 study from Canadian researchers found that merely 5 minutes of contact with the natural world improves mood, human health, self-esteem, and general emotional well-being. According to the research study, results indicated that brief nature contact reliably improves both hedonic and self-transcendent emotions. Time for a nice walk in the park with your dog. Of course, don't forget to bring the sunscreen this time. Number 4, hug someone. Sometimes we just need a hug. Maybe that's what your parents once told you. And sometimes they're right. According to findings from a 2011 study conducted by UCLA, oxytocin's receptor gene is linked to self-esteem and optimism. Oxytocin is often known as a cuddle hormone, so I'm sure you can guess what releases oxytocin. Hugging, along with kissing, snuggling, and physical touches. Hugging is a great way to release that hormone and perhaps increase your self-esteem and optimism in the process. According to the study, life scientists identified for the first time a particular gene's linked to optimism, self-esteem, and mastery, the belief that one has control over one's own life. 3 critical psychological resources for coping well with stress and depression. Sounds like a good hug is sure to give a boost to your mental well-being. Number 5, spend time with your furry friend. Got no one to hug? How about your dog? Don't have a furry friend? Now might be a good time to get one. Need to be convinced? A 2019 research study examined the effects and cortisol levels of college students who spent 10 minutes with animal visitation programs. The student stress hormone cortisol decreased with just 10 minutes of petting cats and dogs. The research article notes, a 10-minute college-based AVP providing hands-on petting of cats and dogs provides momentary stress relief. So when you go on that walk in nature, make sure to bring your furry friend with you. Number 6, exercise. Exercise is not only important for our physical health, but our mental well-being as well. Regular exercise releases endorphins, which make us happy naturally. According to an article from Mayo Clinic, exercise can release feel-good endorphins, natural cannabis-like brain chemicals, endogenous cannabinoids, and other natural brain chemicals that can enhance your sense of well-being. That dog walk in nature really will pay off. Number 7, get enough sleep. You may have heard adults need a good 8 hours of sleep each night. Well, you definitely heard right. We need a good night's rest to recharge with enough energy for the next day. Not getting your 8 hours of sleep every day has been shown to negatively affect your mental health. What makes things worse is 60 to 90% of patients with depression also have insomnia, according to the Sleep Health Foundation. So people whose emotional well-being may already be suffering are possibly causing further health problems by not being able to get their full rest. Not only do you get grumpy and groggy from not getting enough sleep, but it's not the best for your emotional well-being in the long run. And number 8, keep a gratitude journal. Expressing gratitude can work wonders for our mental well-being. Gratitude has been linked to increased happiness, mental health, and improved well-being, according to psychologist Patricia Hartnett. Hartnett notes that the best researched method to increase feelings of gratitude is to keep a gratitude journal or write a daily gratitude list, which means every morning before that walk, write down something you're thankful for. no matter how grand or simple. And at the end of the day, when you go to bed early for those full 8 hours, write down a few more things you appreciate before you hit the sheets. Hopefully with your snuggly pet by your side.